Hey there, I'm student meteorologist Monique Martinez with your Thursday edition of FSU weather. We had a beautiful start to our day today, but as you can see, those storms have really pushed their way through. We're currently sitting at 82 degrees, cloudy with some light winds coming in at 6 miles per hour. Currently across the Big Bend, we are sitting in the low to high 80s, 91 in Monticello, and you can see our cool spot right here is Sumatra off of the coast near Apalachicola at 74 degrees. Now that sea breeze convection has really kicked off those storms in the area. You can see right here, they're really pushing through. If you're driving along the I-10 corridor, I would say take extra care because you have the possibility of localized flash flooding. Now for tonight's show, we have lots to talk about. We have rain really pushing its way through the southeast in Florida. We're also still tracking 95L and the potential to have our second named hurricane in your 4th of July forecast. All that and more on FSU weather. And welcome back in on this Thursday edition of FSU weather. We've had some pretty comfortable conditions right now, and these temperatures aren't coming through right now, but we were slightly above average, our average being 92 degrees and our low being 73. Now currently across the Big Bend, we are also seeing very comfortable conditions, 79 in Quincy, 82 in Tallahassee, and it's quite warm right now in Monticello at 91 degrees. Now because of that sea breeze convection, we have lots of moisture in the air, and we're very moist with humid conditions right now. That dew point in Tallahassee is very close to our temperature at 72, so you see these green colors right here really alludes to those moist conditions that we are seeing. Now it has felt like 87 in Tallahassee, which is significantly better than what we've seen in the past week. So it's been a quite comfortable day, and you can see it's more or less the same across the Big Bend, with the exception being Perry right here at 98 and Monticello at 109. Now, as I mentioned before, we have that sea breeze convection and that southerly flow really kicking off these storms. So you can see right here that they are currently moving inland, and we're expecting them to really stick around over the weekend. So for your 4th of July weekend, make sure you make plans to bring your umbrella and to possibly stay indoors because those rain conditions will increase as the days progress. Now, as we head into the overnight hours, we will cool down to 74 degrees, and that will be more or less the same story across the Big Bend. We're sitting in the low to high 70s, and we will see those conditions persist throughout the weekend. Now, if you want to get out tomorrow, we have those rain chances that will progressively increase throughout the day. So I would say if you want to get that run in, do it in the morning because we will be at 73 degrees with some light possibilities of scattered showers. Now, as the days progress, you can see those low-level clouds will really start to dissipate, but those storms will really make their way back on shore and really stick around, like I mentioned, into the weekend. Now, we are expecting those storms to kind of push off and taper off when we reach Monday, actually 4th of July. However, we are still possibly going to see some scattered thunderstorms, so be sure you plan for those conditions. Tomorrow, we're going to warm up just a little bit at 90 in Tallahassee, but right here across the Big Bend, stormy conditions. So again, plan for that as you're making your plans for the weekend. Now for 4th of July, as I mentioned, those rain chances will steadily increase, starting at 40% in the morning with 80 degrees, and you can see we will make our way to 50% by the evening at 50% chance of rain. Now for sunrise, the sunrise on 4th of July will start at 6:39 a.m. and the sunset will be at 8:43, so get out while you can and make sure you bring that umbrella. Now for our week ahead, we are going to have rainy conditions. What can I say? We will warm up significantly on Wednesday at 92 degrees, and we will see those rain chances kind of taper off and dissipate a little bit on Thursday, but we are still expecting those scattered storms. Now across the southeast, it's very gorgeous, very cloudy, and right here I want to point out Safety Harbor right here. This is actually where our producer Brandon is from, and that's close to Tampa. That that shelf of storm clouds that you can see right there, it's really making its way through the area, and we will see those rainy conditions kind of progress in the next couple of hours. Currently across the southeast, more or less the same as it is in the Big Bend. Temperatures in the low 80s, high 90s. We have Little Rock at 93, which is quite warmer, considerably speaking, 86 in Miami and 82 in Tallahassee. It's also quite moist in the southeast, just like the Big Bend area. These dew points are very, very close to our temperature values, alluding to those moist, humid conditions that we're seeing, and that is typical summer weather, but that will really persist. Currently, across the southeast, we are seeing heat index values ranging from 99, 101 to 87. So we really have a slight difference in these heat values, and that really alludes to that dry air that you're seeing more so towards the north. Now, as I mentioned before, we're still going to see lots and lots of storm activity and possible chances for showers, and that is really because of these two low-level pressure systems that we have. One being right here off of the Gulf, and that will really bring some heavy rain and possible flash flooding to our friends in Houston, Texas, and New Orleans. However, we have a low-pressure system really hovering over Central Florida, and that really will increase our rain chances. Now, we have that stationary front really hanging out with us over the last couple of days, but that low pressure system has just really replaced that stationary front, bringing us that rain. So tonight, as we head into the overnight hours, as I mentioned, we will cool down at 74 degrees, and we will reach 74 degrees pretty much across the region, and we will reach a warm 81 degrees in Miami. Now, as the days progress, that low pressure system will really make its way inland and cause more rain for the New Orleans and Texas area. So I would say if you have family or friends in this area, make sure you are making them aware of these conditions, because they could potentially see some very heavy rainfall in the next couple of days. Now, if you're going to make a trip for this 4th of July weekend, you're going to go to Tampa. It's going to be rainy, just the same in Tampa. You can see these rain chances will increase on Sunday at 50% at 93 degrees, and their lows will be sitting in the mid to high 70s. Now, tomorrow we will warm up a little bit at 90 degrees in Tallahassee. Still very stormy across the southeast, with the exception of Little Rock right here. They're a little more dry than we are right now, so that sea breeze convection and that moisture has not really met them just yet. So now I'm going to give you one last look at tomorrow's forecast, and I'm going to pass it off to Brandon for a look at our national.
Thanks, Monique. Yeah, we have some stuff going on nationally, not as much as previous days, but still plenty to talk about weather-wise across the country. Current temperatures right now are in the upper 90s as we go into Texas, 97, and San Antonio. A little bit cooler as we go toward Florida, 86, or 82, excuse me. All that rain is helping to cool the atmosphere, and a little bit cooler as you go into the Pacific Northwest, 73 up there in Seattle. And that heat index is going to be around the same throughout most of the country, a little bit warmer as you go into Texas, 97 in Dallas, and 101 up there in Memphis. And that rain, places that have seen rain, is getting that bit of a cool down. But here we go with the fronts across the nation. Here's that warm front just above the southeast, kicking into all those showers and storms into the Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana region. And we have a cold front right here, a nice weak cold front, which is going to pop off some severe weather into Minnesota and into Michigan and Wisconsin too. So we go to our next graphic, we can see our active alerts, what's going across the country. Not too much, which is a nice change what we've seen in the past couple of weeks, all the excessive heat warnings, but we do have a flood watch over in parts of Denver and into the west, and then a air quality alert across the nation. We're in that gray color, so air quality is going to be less than minimal for those areas. For our Storm Prediction Center's outlook for today, we have a slight risk in the upper Midwest into Wisconsin and Minneapolis. So our main threats there for today are going to be severe wind gusts and possible large hail. But we also cannot rule out a possible spin-up tornado as well as storms make their way across the region, and a non-severe threat across most of the southeast. So zooming in up to the upper Midwest, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in that purple color across parts of upper Michigan and upper Wisconsin. And here in that orange color is a severe thunderstorm warning. So like I said, the main threats are going to be very high severe wind gusts and possible large hail. And those will really kick off as we get into the peak daytime heating hours over there in Central Time. Going down to the southeast, we have plenty of rainfall over here as well. Here's the main feature, that low pressure system, which is NVEST 95L, which I'll touch a little bit more on as we go into the tropic segment, but that's going to be moving its way back up, bringing in some flood concerns and threats to that Gulf Coast region. And a little bit more to the east, a lot of sea breeze convection kicking off into Florida and down the Florida spine. We have lots of storms in the area. But for tomorrow, our slight risk is going to be shifted over to the west into South Dakota, Nebraska, and a little bit up to Wyoming. And for the next 3 days, most of the rainfall is going to be in the southeast. I mean, here's that low pressure system that's going to be working its way into Texas, one of the hot spots, as well as Kansas City, as the front is going to be pushing its way down toward the south, helps bring some rain to that area. And in places where they need the rain, the west, well, they're not going to get as much rain as the east coast of the country, where they desperately need it over there, where there is still very exceptional drought conditions. But for the overnight hours, temperatures will be around mild across most of the nation, a little bit warmer as you go to the southeast in the mid to upper 70s, and a little bit cooler up into the northwest, 58 over there in Seattle. And for tomorrow, temperatures will be ramping right back up again in most places into the upper 90s in Dallas-Fort Worth area, a little bit cooler as you go to the Pacific Northwest. Now for your air show forecast, we have the Field of Flight Air Show in Battle Creek, Michigan. Saturday and Sunday are looking to be great days, no rain chances, nice sunny conditions for a great air show with the F-18 Rhino demo team for you out there in Michigan. So I'll stick with you for our next segment. We're going to be tracking the tropics here with FSU weather. So let's first take a look at let's go over to the Eastern Pacific first, where we have an area invest over there. 60% chance the National Hurricane Center is giving this for development over the next 5 days, although that will be moving toward over open ocean, so not too much to worry about with land impacts. But here's Invest 95L, just offshore of Texas. That's going to be moving toward the north in the next day or two, where the possible development is possible. It could be a short-lived tropical depression or even weak tropical storm, but regardless of a name or not, it's going to be bringing lots of heavy rain into the area and long-lasting rain too, so that's going to be bringing up those flooding concerns for the area. So make sure you check, if you're in that area, your local forecast for your current up-to-date forecast for the next couple of days. And for our sea surface temperatures across the region, much of the area of Atlantic Basin is going to be seeing very warm temperatures above that 78-degree mark that we look for tropical cyclone genesis or formation. And as we zoom in a little bit closer to the Gulf of Mexico, here in this pink color is even warmer conditions in the ocean, where that low pressure system 95L is located. So that's going to be taking advantage of those warmer waters to maybe get more moisture for sure to bring into the area and maybe some slight development. But for the next couple of days, here's the next model run for our radar. That's going to be moving up into the north, into Louisiana, bringing some lots of rain into the area. So now let's go over to a little bit to the east, where we have potential tropical cyclone 2. Still has no name yet, but that's going to be moving toward the west as the next couple of days, and possibly be a tropical storm on landfall over in Nicaragua, and maybe even possible Category 1 hurricane as it moves over into the Eastern Pacific. But the main thrust for that, for Costa Rica and Nicaragua, will be heavy rain, flooding, and possible mudslides. So let's bring it back home and see what's going on right outside at Doak Campbell Stadium with Wanique.
Yes, thank you, Brandon. As I've mentioned time and time again, it's still very rainy. Those storms have made their way through Tallahassee, so we're seeing partly cloudy skies. However, we are expecting those rain chances to persist into the weekend. So one last look at Doak Campbell. It's beautiful, but you can see these low-level clouds are really hovering over our stadium right now. We're currently at 79 degrees cloudy with some very light winds coming in at 3 miles per hour. Currently across the Big Bend, we are at 79 in Tallahassee, 79 in Quincy as well, 89 in Monticello, and a little bit warmer in Valdosta at 90 degrees. As I mentioned before, that sea breeze convection and that southerly flow is really kicking off these storms right now. You can see we have lots of action on our radar and lots of possible flash flood warnings that could be seen across the I-10 corridor. And we also see that we have some scattered storms popping up along the coast of the Big Bend in Florida, so make sure you are extra aware of these conditions when you're driving and making your plans for the weekend. Now, as we progress into the overnight hours, those storms will really dissipate but make their way back into our region and really just hover and kind of stick with us until our holiday weekend. So as I've mentioned time and time again, be sure you plan for that when you are making your holiday plans. Now, for our evening forecast, we are going to cool down significantly. We will reach 77 at 12 a.m. and we will possibly see those temperatures increase. But thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook as well at FSU Weather. I'm sure you're watching us live on YouTube, so please like us on YouTube at FSU Weather, and please follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. So we're going to take another look at our 7-day forecast for your holiday weekend. Those storm chances are going to continue, and on Monday we're looking at 60% chance of rain with a high of 91 degrees and a low of 74. I'm Monique Martinez. Thank you so much for watching.